Hello and welcome back, everyone, to our Rocket Rabbit run of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Randomizer, or rather, just Omega Ruby. In the last episode, we managed to catch up with Steven Stone in Granite Cave. After replaying this cutscene because I'm a terrible person, we're going to talk to Steven Stone.
I am Steven Stone.
Yes, you are. Whoosh.
The super ancient Pokemon. What stupidly high base stats.
Actually, Groudon and Kyogre, for the most part, have about equivalent base sets to other legendary Pokemon. At least other box legendaries.
So you do agree that the legendaries are on their own echelon of power?
They are, but only somewhat. I mean, like, if you put Groudon against Alakazam, like, 9 out of 10 games, Alakazam will actually beat Groudon.
No way, dude. Groudon would Earthquake Alakazam, and Alakazam will be crippled.
And Alakazam one-shots Groudon not in return, but before he gets to move.
I thought Groudon was fast, though. He's faster than Kyogre.
God, no. Groudon is slow.
I have been sleeping for 4,735 years.
It's the one advantage that Groudon has over Kyogre, actually, because Groudon is slower. Drought takes precedence over Drizzle.
Oh, that's determined by speed. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
At least that particular interaction is.
Say, did you enjoy your little stay here, young man?
Yes. Off to Slateport we go.
Pico, my
or at
dear.
least to the beach off of Slateport. Now, we will be coming back to the Slateport Beach later in order to do some filler. But right now, we're trying to get to Slateport ASAP so that we can actually continue on with the main.
This is a 50-part playthrough, and you took time to include filler?
Not on purpose, but yes, there is filler. Hey, we got a soft sand. Woot! That is the held item that increases the power of ground type moves by, I think it's 20%.
You can be a servant. I forgot how adorable that was because they're kids saying, no, you're just a kid. You can't tell me what to do, little boy.
Over there is the marketplace of Slateport City. We will only briefly be visiting
and over here is the shipyard.
This is the shipyard.
Need sailors who are not dying, who are skilled, who have experience, who have education.
Oh, education in this world's a myth. Come on, there's trainer schools, and that's
this
about
diagram you see behind you is in all the textbooks, and it is on my desk. It is genius.
Yeah, this has always bothered me a little bit. Doc is an incredibly minor character, but the fact that he doesn't know how to read the blueprints from Devon really irks me.
It depends. The diagram could either have been poorly written, or he simply does not understand the nomenclature. The fucking Team Magma fan club is having a baller time in here looking at stuff.
Yep. But here we get we get another TM, Forest Curse. It's supposed to be. I think it's actually supposed to be.
Okay, so I have two questions. You answered one of them. The second one is, could you always get something just by talking to that guy?
Yes, and as a point of fact, if you do this story event without talking to the guy, he waits for you to talk to him.
I kind of remember that. Yes, if you're looking for Stern.
Hey, Stern.
It's actually the other gentleman over there. Oh, I'm just screwing with you, young man. Oh, dear. Defend my honor, young gentleman.
Don't worry.
Relinquish it to us at once.
Do that. After all, these are just magma grunts. Surely they can't be the second hardest fights in the game. Oh, look at Cherim.
She's my cherry pie.
Almost. After all, Cherubi is literally just a pair of cherries.
It looks exactly like something that would have fallen from a tree. And it landed on its feet.
Ah, crap, Frost Breath, but we're ground flying. No!
You mean Cousin It had a mouth after all?
Well, it does have a mouth underneath the leaf shield that it's using.
Oh, my trolley device.
Hit him with Try Attack.
Yay.
Nice.
Despite it being not very effective, it still received double damage.
We got a critical hit, so it doesn't matter. That's something I should bring up. Critical hits, Cloud, you've always assumed that critical hits are 2 times damage, right?
Well, it's supposed to be.
No. As a point of fact, critical hits have never been 2 times damage. In fact, ever since either Gen 1 or Gen 2, critical hits have actually been a 1.75x multiplier for damage. And due to a bug in Gen 1, this wasn't actually the case, but they're supposed to ignore the changes in stats of your opponents.
So if you get a normal type crit on a rock type Pokemon, it'll deal normal times damage times 1.75.
Well, not very effective times 1.75.
So
yes.
so the sum of the factors is 0.5 times 1.75, which actually is a total yield of 0.875. So you are dealing less damage still.
Yes.
Interesting.
I mean, there's also stab to consider, which is another 1. Yeah, stab's 1.5, right? Yeah, stab's 1.5.
You've all taken algebra, right? So you take the product of all the factors times the base power of the attack, and that determines how badly your buddy's gonna cry.
Yes, and how much math you need to do in order to steal all of his homework from his book bag.
There are other factors too, like how about native abilities?
Weather multipliers, held items, abilities. But yeah, we managed to take down the two magma grunts, and now we get our first actual appearance of.
They have very sophisticated
Maxie.
vocabulary. This guy looks like Dr. Floyd Ferris from Atlas Shrugged.
Now here I was wondering how you could be held up with a single act of seizing some parts.
You're being stymied by a child.
God damn it, past Gerdat. Stop scrolling through the text so fast. I wanted to read this.
Heights of progress. Indeed, if you are the ones of the young peers, considering the fact that I believe the land, it is a stage upon which humanity stands onward and upward, stepping for us to continue growing, evolving, a land upon which we can strive forward. A land. This is the basis for the growth of all human. This is why we, Team Magma, must believe us. So they consequently fall.
I'm sorry, Cloud. I actually wanted to voice Maxie through the playthrough too, but I forgot that I didn't have that planned out until about halfway through.
I like it. His character just keeps his hands folded behind his back.
Yeah, Maxie is actually relatively imposing due to the updated theme music and his sheer presence, thanks to the limited cinematography that he's got.
I'm just laughing at the idea right now that Maxie is supposed to be holding some really powerful Pokemon, but what he's actually holding is a fucking roll of the dice.
Yeah. There's a bunch of interesting exhibits in the museum, actually.
Well, now you can see them because all the dudes are out of the way. Flash mob motherfuckers.
Yep. All right, and here, I think. No, we're not doing it this part. We're all of next part is going to be doing it. But we're about to go into the intro to one of my favorite things in the original Gen 3 that I have overly just skipped. I have skipped over the entirety of for the playthrough.
Anchors away, la la la. We're shoving them off again. God damn it, stop interrupting me before I leave town.
The Sea and Alley. Hey, we were just over there. There was not a crowd gathering here.
Yay. Yeah, dive right in.
Yep, she's an idol. She's very specifically based on Japanese idol.
Scout me to your next boyfriend. Oh, pick me, pick me. Yeah, she picked me.
As a reminder, Brendan has actually moved into the Hoenn region from the Kanto region.
His name is Gerdat. Yeah. This is wow. They really took this opportunity to use the 3D graphics to make some very memorable exchanges. Kind of reminds me of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker or something similar. Especially because the characters don't actually like have voices; they speak in text boxes.
Yeah, at least Link used to have grunts. And we'll be doing that next part, actually, because, well, I wanted to show off a lot of the different things that the remake brings in, and I thought, you know, I've never actually done contests, so yeah, let's try it.
Never ever done contests?
I did contests in the original Generation 3, and I managed to get my Armaldo up to almost Master Rank Cute.
Nice. I remember getting Master Ranks in some of my classes because it just so happened that the Pokemon I had moved. So for those of us who don't know how contest works, it's not a Pokemon battle, it's a Pokemon exhibition. You're supposed to use the moves. Yep. You do the move, the audience applauds it because they're watching the Pokemon do the move like it's SeaWorld or some other Pokemon animal slavery, and you get graded on both the timing of the move, because there are moves that you're supposed to use with respect to what your opponent is doing, and then there are moves that you want to make a splash, especially stealing the spotlight from the Pokemon against which you are competing.
Yep.
So
now we'll be going more into those mechanics next time, but for now, more cutscenes.
Makeover. Because of course, when I think Pokemon, I think of, you know, human costuming.
Lissy is just the most extra when it comes to contests, though.
She's basic as fuck.
She is basic, but she's very, very expressive.
Well, of course. She's got to keep up that high energy. This is where Pokemon are fabulous.
Introduction round.
Coolness.
And then the
Cuteness.
talent round.
So, are we going to use the Berry Blender too?
We're not going to use the Berry Blender. Mostly because I don't really have all that many berries to do Pokeblocks with. Plus, I don't really know what I haven't yet done the research to figure out what I want to use for my contest participant. But now I've decided. I think we're entering a Black Canary in a smart contest.
Of course, Black Canary.
Or rather, cleverness. That's what it is.
Yep.
Cleverness.
So, pay attention to which type of contest you're entering, because the type of contest you pick will also max out the satisfaction your audience can get by seeing the corresponding moves. Because at a smart contest, they don't want to see cute moves.